And a warm welcome. We're live on Africa's largest television network, the NTA, from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. This is Nationwide, and I'm Rhoda Anonam. We'll begin Nationwide today with the swearing-in of the former Minister of Mines and Steel, Dr. John Fayemi Kayode, who has been sworn in as the Governor of Ekiti State. He was elected as Governor of the state under the All Progressives Congress Party on July the 15th, 2018. Ruth Aguche monitored the swearing-in ceremony and now reports.
The ceremony, which took place at the Ekiti Parapo Pavilion in Ado Ekiti, was attended by members and supporters of the All Progressives Congress from across the country.
That I will be faithful. That I will be faithful. And bear true allegiance. And bear true allegiance. To the Federal Republic of Nigeria. To the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Governor Kayode Fayemi taking the oath of allegiance administered by the Chief Judge of Ekiti State, Justice Ayodeji Daramola. The governor promises to restore hope to the people of Ekiti State by upholding the mandate bestowed on him through transparency and accountability. Governor Fayemi said his administration will focus on rebuilding the state by revitalizing the economy, ensure food security through agro-businesses, provide infrastructure, and harness the potentials Ekiti State is blessed with.
It is our duty, and we will live up to it, to ensure we thoroughly review, document, and widely disseminate the present state of affairs so that all and sundry can know what has become of our Commonwealth.
President Muhammadu Buhari, who was represented by the Secretary of the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, described the governor as competent and served the nation well as Minister of Mines and Steel. He therefore called on the people of Ekiti to support the governor to turn around Ekiti State.
I want to assure Ekiti people that we shall support the new administration in its quest for people-centered development.
Governor Kayode Fayemi is assuming office as Governor of Ekiti State for the second time. He once served between 2010 and 2014. Ruth Aguele, NTA News.
And to legislative matters, the Senate has approved 53 billion naira for the 2019 general elections for security agencies. The fund was part of the 2018 supplementary budget environment request submitted by President Muhammadu Buhari. The Senate recommended that both the 189 billion naira of INEC and 53 billion naira of security agencies be funded from Social Intervention Fund. Meanwhile, the Senate has condemned the killing of Red Cross official Hawa Liman by Boko Haram in a motion of urgent public importance by Deputy Senate President Ike Kwerimadu. The Senate urged authorities to intensify efforts towards rescuing Leah Sharibu and others held captives. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has expressed commitment to addressing identified gaps in the Electoral Act to make it more acceptable, transparent and effective. Tuesday's plenary therefore passed at second reading a bill for an act to amend provisions of the Electoral Act of 2010, which seeks to improve the mode of election, use of technological devices, as well as substitution of candidates, which are amongst identified lacuna of the law in practice. The House also described as tragic the execution of voluntary health worker abducted by Boko Haram terrorists and urged the federal government and international communities to fast-track negotiations for the rescue of all persons in captivity. The determination of President Muhammadu Buhari in tackling corruption in the country has continued to receive accolades from Nigerians. This is coming from APC stakeholders drawn from the 18 local government areas of Cross River State. Maureen Liu Ajam has details.
The President Buhari continued to impact on the people of the Cross River. Lens is also the state.
Muhammadu Buhari on his 2019 election. We consider this feat as and members of our
Adams Oshomole country a threat to victory.
Now to our update us. Stories trending inaugurated for
Welcome to Lagos. NTA has been in work for the re-election of local government details.
The 570-man action committee made up of 10 representatives from each of the 57 local government and local council development areas in Lagos State are to serve as coordinators at the ward levels with a view to giving feedbacks to the Central Working Committee, which is made up of 30 members. The group says delivering the mandate to President Muhammadu Buhari in the 2019 presidential election will be a mission accomplished.
As far as Nigeria is concerned today, it's only President Muhammadu Buhari can do the job. All of us have seen what he has done in the past, and the 4 years is not enough to carry
all the foundations necessary to ensure that everything gets to the common man has been laid. So it is now the country will now be on autopilot.
For the first time, somebody has told us that you can still be in government and still not steal.
With Lagos State having over 6 million registered voters, according to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, the group is encouraging party loyalists and other eligible voters to support its mission to achieve success.
The inauguration of the 570-member committee, who are to work with the 30-member Central Working Committee, officially begins the grassroots networking and campaign for President Muhammadu Buhari's 2019 re-election bid. In Lagos, Doyin Dia, NTA News.
Thank you, Doyin. Journalists in Nigeria are deliberating on how to draw the borderline between national security and public interest in the reportage in the face of prevailing security challenges. The platform is a 3-day workshop on defense and national security reporting in Lagos. It was organized by the U.S. Consulate General. Otto Croatia is not just the co-founder of Military Reporters and Editors Association in the United States. He is a product of both military and journalistic practice. His 52 years of experience in reporting defense and security-related matters is what this forum intends to pass on to the over 20 defense journalists at this workshop. He spoke about understanding the service as the starting point to accurate and factual reporting of security issues, while emphasizing the need for any journalist or media organization to always strive for credibility.
You've got to push the limits. And so those things, be fair, be accurate, and know your subject, but be aggressive. Make the government tell the people what they need to know.
Information given out does not undermine the system and the integrity of both the media and the system.
Nigeria is a democracy. The military or Ministry of Defense are institutions within that democracy. The public in the democracy wants to hold its institutions accountable and ensure that they're getting good and valuable information from those institutions.
The participating journalists expect, among other things, that the workshop will teach them how to be fair while reporting human rights abuses, military court-martial, and effect of their reportage on national image and branding. Nigerians, especially youth, have been advised to desist from condemning past administrations, rather use their strength and knowledge to right the wrongs they perceive in the system. These were the views of speakers at a symposium to posthumously celebrate the 80th birthday of the late Afrobeat legend Fela Anikulapo Kuti in Lagos. Annie Daniels reports.
The symposium was titled African Leadership in the Millennium. The speakers, drawn from various sectors of the economy, frowned at Nigerian youths who take to social media to speak against the shortcomings of the present and past administrations, yet do little or nothing to achieve the Nigeria of their dreams. The speakers cited the likes of Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Olusegun Obasanjo, Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, and other African past leaders who in their 30s had already taken their future into their hands.
We have to stop looking at the party ticket and look at the individual person.
We must look at people who have been able to take something little and make something much out of it. We have to look at people who have been able to do things that require excellence and meritocracy, and they've been able to come out on top.
If you don't give the young people the opportunity to live their lives, they will not even understand what failure is. I know what failure is because I've experienced failure many times performing.
Other speakers noted that age should not be a yardstick for measuring the competence of a would-be leader. Rather, Nigerians should look out for aspirants with ideologies who are ready to learn from past mistakes and live up to expectations.
In our own peculiar situation, we need an ideological orientation to promote general happiness of our people.
Africa needs to begin to move towards global African unity, where Africa, the continent, begins to operate as a unified state in order to be able to compete with the rest of the world.
Nigeria's late music icon and human rights activist, Fela Anikulapo Kuti, died 21 years ago. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Lagos. Back to Rhoda in Abuja for more on Nationwide.
A very big thank you to Michael there. Now, Nigeria, Ghana and Liberia are to receive honors at a two-day International Women's Forum coming up Wednesday in Monrovia, Liberia. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo scheduled to receive an award at the occasion, which has advancing women's participation in leadership as its theme. Let's join our State House correspondent, Gideon Ifade, who's in Liberia, for more on this.
Studio, I'm already excited because thousands of miles away from Nigeria, the passion of government for the development of our women is being honored. And this is great. It's a great news for the country. The Shiros, this is a group of women committed to the promotion of women on the continent. The 2018 edition will feature the E4 Shiros Award Ceremony, where Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, President of Ghana Nana Addo Akufo, and Liberian President George Weah will be honored. The belief is that these men are using their position to improve the lives of girls and women. And of course, discussion will center on what drives these men to stand with women. How can men and women work together for Africa's development?
Part of this, Liberia is just coming out of crisis which they have been in for the past 14 years. And the present administration wants to make an impact on its people. So in order to have a tangible impact, they decided to launch this program, the international show and the launching of Joel Foundation, which they need to do to transfer cash to their people, create jobs, rehabilitation program and others.
This is what the country is known for, Nigeria. Could this be the reason the country has been honored?
Yeah, because, back home Nigeria, our government has been key on these issues. So with the importance that Nigeria has attached to empowering people, entrepreneurs and others, this country feels that so successful.
Team from our best plan from news.
Now, cyber crimes curtailed and negative operations. Respondent is informed the ceremony.
In the military, cyber warfare is the fifth domain after land, sea, air, and space. The Cybercrime Command will therefore empower the Nigerian Army in protecting its database network against cyber attack and curb online radicalization, a major potent tool in the hands of terrorists globally.
The link to the application will be publicly available.
Right, we're very sorry for the abrupt, the way that report stopped. We'll try to get it across to you in the course of this news belt or our subsequent news belt. Now, Kano State government has filed a criminal case against an ongoing online publication for defamation of character. The lawsuit is following the release of a video footage of Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje. A statement signed by the Kano State Commissioner of Information, Youth and Culture, Malam Mohammed Garba, says the Office of the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice is challenging the video, which he says is cloned and manipulated. The video, which had gone viral, is said to have described the image as that of the governor. The statement debunks the allegation that the governor of Kano State did not receive any gratification of $5 million on any amounts from any person or body, while the state government is taking legal action. Kano State government wishes to assure the people of Kano that the governor will remain focused in adding value to the lives of Kano indigents. Now, the expeditious passage of the Chemical and Biological Bill before the National Assembly into law will go a long way to address the global threats of chemical weapons in the hands of non-state actors in Nigeria in particular and its neighboring allies. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, stated this at the opening of a workshop on the role of implementing legislation on Chemical Weapons Convention in Abuja. Ahmed Ondas Ahmed now reports.
Following recent insurgency in Nigeria and possible proliferation of chemical weapons in the wrongful hands of non-state actors, the conference is holding to address the menace posed by the trend. Experts drawn from both academic, military and other paramilitary agencies with broad-based experiences on chemical and biological weapons are brainstorming on ways to ensure the implementation of all laws relating to prohibition of chemical weapons in the ECOWAS sub-region. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, represented by the Permanent Secretary in his office, Jebra Duda, is optimistic that the conference will come out with a blueprint on global partnership to tackle the issues of chemical weapons and its threat to humanity.
This bill is of utmost importance because you and I will agree with me that the proliferation of chemicals the world over is becoming a huge problem. And the wrong chemicals, especially the toxic or scheduled chemicals like we call them, in the wrong hands means you have chemical weapons being created all over. And today,
the OPCW's focus shifts toward preventing the re-emergence of chemical weapons. The issues of non-state actors is becoming increasingly significant. In recent years, the OPCW has been working to address this issue in a more comprehensive manner.
The three-day workshop is having participants from ECOWAS sub-region and the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. Ahmed Ondas Ahmed, NTA News.
This is Nationwide. We'll take a short break now, and when we come back, we have more reports from across the country. We'll be back in a bit.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There's no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
On Tuesday Live this week, the desirability of Executive Order 6 as a potent tool for the fight against corruption comes under focus. We shall also be taking a second look at political parties' primaries and matters arising. It is a double package that promises to be exciting, educative and engaging. Tuesday Live, 10:30 p.m. Don't miss it.
For years, the NTA has been promoting science, technology, arts and crafts under the tagged name National Children's Expo. We are set with another edition as we gather children around Nigeria, junior category ages 6 to 12 and senior category ages 13 to 18. The theme for Expo 2018, Achieving Self-Sufficiency in Agriculture, Meeting the Challenges of Security and Exposition of Alternative Energy as Pathways to National Development. Date, October 21st to 25th, 2018. Venue, NTA Headquarters Arena, Area 11, Garki, Abuja. We are set to celebrate the best of innovation across the country. NTA ETV promoting learning.
Zuma Film Festival 2018 Abuja. Theme, Archiving for Creativity. Date, December 1st to 7th, 2018. Featuring film screenings, masterclasses, special tributes, NFC Annual Film Lecture, NFC Annual Essay Competition Awards, special national and state days, Lifetime Achievement Awards, and Zuma Film Festival 2018 Awards. Submission of entries for non-competition, competition and screening is ongoing and closes September 30th, 2018. All entries should be forwarded to the festival director, Zuma Film Festival Nigerian Film Corporation, headquarters in Jos, and or its zonal offices in Abia, Lagos, Kano, Asaba, Yola, and Abuja, or through the Film Freeway online platform, www.filmfreeway.com. For further inquiries, call 0033146842, 08052728321, or 08063390420, or visit the website www.zumafilmfest.gov.ng. Zuma Film Festival 2018, December 1st to 7th, Abuja, Nigerians' foremost film festival.
These days, people get their news and information from more media sources than ever before. Some of the news and information given are fake, unverified, doctored, and manufactured to create confusion, stir disaffection, and cause disunity. Before you believe or share any news, ask yourself, is this real? Is it from a credible source? Is it verified or verifiable? Fake news is dangerous, whether you do it for fun or for political gains. Real people can get hurt. Fake news, don't create it, don't spread it.
This is a public service announcement from NTA.
Welcome back, and if you've just joined us, you're watching Nationwide. As the Muhammadu Buhari-led administration continues its economic diversification drive, the huge potential of the blue economy concept has largely been unexplored. Guest on NTA's flagship program, Good Morning Nigeria, stressed the need for holistic development of the maritime sector so as to harness the benefits of the blue economy. Abdusalam Jabri has more on this.
The increasing integration of the world has made the blue economy important and beneficial. However, Nigeria is yet to exploit the immense benefits that can be derived from the maritime sector. Guest on Good Morning Nigeria, while noting that there are challenges in the maritime industry, emphasized the need for safety and security in the sector.
Primarily, the issue is we cannot have economic derivatives of the blue economy without considering safety and security. These are the paramount issues that we need to consider. Now, in terms of security, nobody wants to do business in an environment that is not secure.
I honestly believe we have not even begun to tap the enormous potentials of the blue economy that Nigeria has. We talk a lot about what is going on in Lagos. We have ships coming into Lagos and batting. We have about 3,000 ships coming into Lagos. But my take is that that is just the tip of the iceberg.
For past 15 years now,
Nigerian ports are getting a little bit better. Because if you look at the areas when we talk about security, look at when we call people wharf rats and all the rest of them, today is a bygone.
They also called on government to develop the ports to meet international standards, as well as the technical capacity of the maritime sector. In Abuja, Abdul Salam Jibril, NTA News.
Now, the Nigerian Labour Congress is urging youths to seek knowledge in order to contribute their quota in solving the challenges of nation building. The youth wing of the NLC, in connecting youths to the economy and politics, want young persons to show interest in politics and not become a political stooge to any politician, particularly now that the nation is approaching a general election.
No matter the resources you have, if you don't have the youths that will drive the resources, then the country is poor.
There is no generation that met a perfect nation or a perfect situation. So every generation will be faced with its own challenges. Our duty is to understand what our challenges are and to overcome them. And that comes with knowledge.
Cannot continue to stay outside the political space. They cannot continue to stay outside the economic space, and therefore they must rise up to this challenge and try to seek accommodation within the political space.
We have to organize this to make sure, call ourselves and be talked to. Let us know what we have to do, so that we don't do things outside the confines of the law.
Challenge to be like those who supported Nigeria to gain independence rather than just being busy on social media. As the 2019 general elections draw closer, Nigerian youths have also been advised to participate fully for good governance and constructive leadership. This is the view of key players at the Affirmative Action debate organized by Yaga Africa. The group cautions youths to shun violence and imbibe values that will ensure a free, fair and credible process.
The INEC chairman has recognized the importance of young people, the need for youth inclusion, need to get them involved in the process. And the advice always to youth is to take election seriously. Your PVC is your power, do not sell it.
We should not just be hewers of wood and fetchers of waters. We should also be at the decision table. And the only way to be at the decision table is to begin to work towards ensuring that we don't only vote people in, that we also are voted.
They also enjoin the electorate to be mindful of their utterances within this campaign season and promote issues that will impact on the life of citizens for national development. You're still watching Nationwide. It's time now for us to go to our Port Harcourt Network Centre, where we have Vivian, who would update us on stories making the rounds over there. Vivian, it's over to you.
Hello, Rhoda, and welcome to Port Harcourt. The Made in South Zonal Conference of the Radio, Television, Theatre and Arts Workers Union, RATAU, held in Port Harcourt, has called for steadfastness and commitment to issues that will improve on the welfare of members. Emmanuel Lerner reports that the Zonal Women Committee of the Union was inaugurated.
The conference of RATAU seeks to review the activities of the zonal chapter of the Union for viable recommendations that will improve and enhance the welfare of members. National President of RATAU, Dr. Kabiru Garba Sani, decried the poverty level in the country caused by casualization, unemployment and poor salary structure.
The issue of cohesion, that's what we're after. It's just to bring about unity among our members.
Zonal Vice Chairman of the Union, Christian Salu Ganali, who expressed the commitment of the zonal chapter to the national leadership, said the theme of the conference is apt, coming few days to the kickoff of the National Festival of Arts and Culture in the state.
We must find a way to educate our members across the South-South. We discovered that most of our members are not educated in unionism.
chairperson, River State Chapter of Ratao Opakrite Rekosima, noted that the most effective way to achieve the desired success is to prioritize the welfare of members.
This conference is aimed at estimating our zone of development in Ratao and find solutions to the likely impediment to our unity of purpose.
Chairman at the event and General Manager, Niger Delta Television, Yinegua Comrade Tamarakuro Owefe, charged the zonal delegates to take steps that will improve the fortunes of members in the zone. In Port Harcourt, Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
The stagnant pool of flood water along the east-west traffic gridlock with potholes growing by the day to obstruct free vehicular movement. Onengie Fineface reports that the broken sections of the flooded road is also constituting threat to motorists who risk severe damage to their vehicles.
The Impolu Junction stagnant pool of flood water has resulted in the failure of several portions of the east-west road in the affected section. To avoid the traffic gridlock on the dry lane of the road, some motorists choose to wade through the pool, a choice that gets their vehicles stuck in the bad sections of the road. To get their cars out of the potholes, drivers are forced to contract the services of someone who make money by pushing the vehicles to safety.
Now, just when they enter, we will help them. We will commode them. Anything where they their mind, how they go give us. We na 500, we na 200, we will collect them.
Let them help the people in River State that lives within this area. It will be so beautiful that they do that.
The supposedly dry lane now used by motorists is also failing, with cracks and potholes emerging daily. Traffic flow is frustrating, much as business operators lament losses on a daily basis in the area.
Look at potholes everywhere, and it's spawning cars, their tires every day, they are buzzing, so many things are happening. And the water is open, that the water brings sickness. Some CC flies coming out from there, giving people, children inside here sickness, but no treatment. I think the state government should use their own force to demolish those buildings on natural drains.
Despite series of media reports on the flooding, there has been no visible remediation effort from relevant agencies of government to contain the ugly situation. In Port Harcourt, Onengie Fineface, NTA News.
The paramount ruler of Akpo Kingdom, Ezeaneleolu Oriebe, is predicting bamba harvest and food sufficiency for farming communities in Akpo Kingdom and across the country. Eze Oriebe made the prediction after personally harvesting his yam farm to signify the new harvest season as part of activities marking the New Yam Festival in the kingdom. Again, Onengie Fineface reports that a community-wide celebration followed the New Yam harvest.
Accompanied by some members of his Council of Chiefs and family, the Akpo Ezeaneleolu Oriebe performed the traditional rites to usher in the New Yam Festival, which included harvesting the yam from his personal farm. Eze Oriebe, judging from the size and quantum of his harvest, made the proclamation of bountiful harvest in the land and beyond.
You can see what I have in the basket. It shows that this year we have a bumper harvest. So there will be surplus food in Akpo, there will be surplus food in River State, there will be surplus food in Nigeria.
After the harvest, members of the community converged on the Akpo playground Ozoba to cook and eat from the communal bowls of the prepared yam, in line with the traditional rites of the kingdom.
Our culture shaped our people before now. And so there is no way people will shy away from this culture.
The eating of the new yam opened the door for celebrations as cultural dancers took over the ground to display their dance skills, convinced that the new yam implies food sufficiency in the kingdom. In Port Harcourt, Onengie Fineface, NTA News.
That's it from Port Harcourt. Benue State Government and the Navy collaborates to improve security in the area. These and more as we join Charles in our Mokodi Network Center. Hello, Charles.
Thank you, Vivian, and a warm welcome to Makudi.
The Benue State government is to collaborate with the Nigerian Navy to improve on security in the state. Governor Samuel Otom stated this when the Flag Officer Commanding Naval Training College, Makudi, Rear Admiral Stanford Enoch paid him an official visit at the government house, Makudi. Correspondent Bem Hanya reports.
For some time, Benue State has been in the news for frequent security challenges as a result of sustained attacks on various communities by armed militia groups. Against this backdrop, governments at both the federal and state levels have evolved ways to tackle this challenge through the deployment of security formations to curb the menace in the state.
The Nigerian Navy is also appreciative of His Excellency's efforts in assisting the security agencies, especially the Nigerian Navy, in contributing its quota to the security issues in the state.
This visit by the flag officer commanding the Naval Training School was not just a courtesy call, but to seek for further ways to collaborate with the Benue State government on improving security in the state. Governor Samuel Otom said Benue State government would continue to strive within the limited resources available to it to ensure that security formations in the state are assisted with logistics.
Within the limited resources that we have, we'll continue to support. Because for us, whatever they're doing here is complementing what government is doing.
The governor directed the ministries of finance and lands and survey to immediately ensure that the certificate of occupancy for the permanent site of the Nigerian Navy Provost Regulating School, Makudi, is issued on time. In Makudi, Bem Hanya, NTA News.
In its effort to increase air power support to curbing the insurgents and other forms of crimes in the country, the Nigerian Air Force says it has commenced training of its officers for emerging trends in air power maneuvering and strategic deployments. The Air Force War College, Makudi, Air Vice Marshal Charles Owomen stated this at the inauguration of a 6-month training for senior officers of the Air Force. Achigli Magaji reports.
The course drew participants from the rank of wing commanders from the various Air Force formations across the country and its equivalent from the Army and the Navy. The organizers say this is part of the nation's efforts at providing solutions to the emerging security challenges and to boost the capacity of the armed forces to address them. Air Vice Marshal Ogonwen noted that the Air Force is structured to develop understanding in air power planning and execution.
Particular attention is placed on our country, Nigeria, towards providing solutions to the fight against insurgency, terrorism, as well as other security threats.
Representatives of the Nigerian Army and the Nigerian Navy were also on hand to share their experiences with the participants. The Air Force War College was established in 2016 as the highest professional military institution in the Nigerian Air Force to develop the capacity of the middle cadre officers in operational planning and management for effective deployment of air power. Achigili Magaji, NTA News.
You are still watching Nationwide on the NTA. We'll be back shortly after this message. Please don't go away.
If I'm rude to His Excellency the President, if I insult him, I'm not just insulting Muhammadu Buhari. I'm insulting the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that means I'm insulting every Nigerian.
He is the most senior bishop of the Church of England.
I will never use fear as a tool for political advantage.
One-on-one with the Archbishop of Canterbury, Wednesday, 17th October, 1:30 p.m. on the network service of the NTA.
come again when we all gather at the Unity Forum to celebrate the uniqueness of our cultural diversity and showcase the beauty of our cultural creativity and ingenuity. It's the National Festival of Arts and Culture, NAFEST, in the Garden City of Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Come, let's celebrate our culture and heritage. Hold it 20th to 27th October 2018. Special features, dance drama, traditional wrestling, indigenous textiles and cuisine, arts and crafts exhibition, entrepreneurship roundtable, skills acquisition, and many more. 20th to 27th October 2018. Be a part of history. It's NAFEST Rivers 2018, the festival that unites the nation. Otumba Olusegun Runshewe, DG National Council for Arts and Culture, announced.
This is my first experience riding this train. I've heard about it so much all around the city.
Actually, I'm surprised that such a development is coming to us.
I was impressed, so neat, and actually you can compare with any type of train, you know, all over the world.
I could not imagine that I'll be going from Edo straight to the airport by train.
And the environment is so clean, and the ACs are cool.
I want to commend federal government for the initiative to provide these train services.
And I wish to laud the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari in seeing that this project is a reality.
Please get ready to alight on the right side of the train. Thank you.
Yeah, Modena. Do you have amala? Yes. And amala? Yes, sir. Black or white? Yamala. Have I ever eaten white amala here before? Yes, sir. Give me amala and amala. Do you have dodo? Dodo ground. Good. Let me have some dodo. I want you to put the meat in a bowl. Shaki, suku, abodi. I like my edo to be very tender. You have stockfish? Yes, sir. Good. Let's have some stockfish. And the catfish, my favorite. Don't mind them. Crab eggs. I would like 6 boiled eggs. No eggs. Okay, the catfish will do. And then rice. Rice and then some salad. Look. Do you have a kuru?
You're welcome back. For improved productivity and human capacity development in the Federal Road Safety Corps, Corps Marshal Boboye Oyeyemi says he would leave no stone unturned in ensuring the success of management's policy and staff capacity development. He stated this while addressing course participants at the ongoing promotion exercise for officers on the rank of Assistant Corps Commander to the rank of Deputy Corps Commander at the FRSC Academy Udi, Enugu State. Chairman Federal Road Safety Corps Board, Malam Bukhari Bello, expressed satisfaction with improved infrastructure at the academy. The Corps expressed gratitude to President Muhammad Buhari-led administration for sustained support and goodwill. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, has challenged Christian pilgrims to the Holy Land of Israel to see the journey as an avenue for their spiritual upliftment and prayers for their fatherland. Boss Mustafa stated this at the meeting with top officials of the National Christian Pilgrims Commission and secretaries of the board drawn from the 36 states of the Federation in Abuja. The SGF, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary General of Services, urged the pilgrims to be good ambassadors of Nigeria and desist from absconding, which is tarnishing the good image of the country and its citizens. He said from now on, stringent screening measures will be put in place to checkmate intending pilgrims who might have a tendency to abscond at the Holy Land.
The image of this country is very important to us. The well-being of every citizen of Nigeria is very important to us. And as I said in the SGF's statement, we're all diplomats as soon as we step out of this country. Therefore, we should never strive to abscond, having left this country under the cover and protection of government of Nigeria.
We are working both in terms of mobilization and in terms of organization to ensure that nobody who has a doubtful disposition is allowed to go on pilgrimage. You may want to go anywhere in the world, but if you want to abscond, let pilgrimage not be your vehicle.
He promised federal government's continued support to the Commission for Hitch-Free Pilgrimage this year. Now, family planning, policy review and decision-making power in reproductive health were on the table at a one-day meeting on the new national family planning policies and policies for direction organized by the Development Research and Project Center in Abuja. Chimobi Walter was there and now reports.
Seated here are health practitioners, monitors and civil society organizations from across the country. Their mission is to review policies and family planning and chart a new course for the actualization of the FP 2020. With an estimated population of about 180 million people, population management will always be key to fostering a sustainable development plan. However, with the success of the family planning program, Development Research and Project Center, DRPC, is highlighting the need for gender sensitivity in the review of new policy directions.
But what's very important, which we are keying in very seriously, is the issue of gender. You know, family planning, essentially, the stereotype is that it's for women. But we all know that men play a very key role.
Records from the Federal Ministry of Health show that Nigerian women gives birth to an average of 5 to 6 children in her lifetime. This, according to some experts, is the reason for adequate funding and sensitization being highlighted at this meeting.
This strategic meeting will be looking deeply on how to scale up access and uptake of family planning services in this country.
Improvements in the implementation of the FP 2020 is expected to start manifesting following this session. In Abuja, Chimobi Walter Naji, NTA News.
The Gulf Information Technology Exhibition is now not just a spectacle for dazzling participants with modern technologies, but also an avenue for countries and organizations to interact and appraise abilities of new technologies in solving human needs. Nigeria joined in this revolution to show how application of new technologies can help countries entrench good governance.
Cybercrimes, fake news and fake data are some global challenges
brought about by Information and Communication Technology (ICT). Even the World Wide Web inventor is worried about the wrong use of the internet and says he's reinventing the World Wide Web. Well, emerging ICTs such as artificial intelligence and blockchain are now providing solutions to these issues. For instance, with the blockchain technology, data records are secured from illegal alteration. At the Gulf Information Technology Exhibition Forum, discussions border on how countries can adopt and modify these new technologies to suit their specific needs.
Like Corporate Affairs Commission, where companies are being registered, blockchain technology is very applicable. You can always go online and print your documents without tampering with the original content of it, like NACO, like Joint Admission and Matriculation Board. These are some federal government institutions, particularly in education, that we think can also adopt blockchain technology and benefit from it.
We have to have sort of data transparency and how your data is being used, that you own your own data. And I think that blockchain is one of the key sort of cornerstones to make that actually happen.
Export and import transactions that are using blockchain.
From Dubai, Chimdema Ndubisi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigeria and Algeria have resolved to work together to actualize the Trans-Saharan gas pipeline and Trans-Saharan highway projects, amongst others, to boost the economies of the two countries and Africa at large. They made this commitment at the 4th Binational Commission meeting in Algiers, the Algerian capital. Our foreign desk correspondent, Makut Simon Macham, reports.
Nigeria and Algeria share formidable relations that have seen the two nations working together on issues of common interest. They set up a binational commission in 2001, which has met 3 times until this 4th meeting, which is holding in Algiers. Foreign Affairs Minister Geoffrey Onyama is leading Nigeria's delegation to the meeting, where commitments are again revisited in key areas such as trade, peace and security, water, agriculture, energy, as well as communication. Apart from discussing over a wide range of issues, the representatives of the two countries signed agreements on water management and standardization that are key to economic relations.
We believe that these projects can be game changers for not just Algeria and Nigeria, but for the African continent. So, for instance, we have the basis of a gas pipeline. It'll be it's going to give our gas exporters an opportunity to access the European market more directly, and other areas like trade and industry.
And I ask all the businessmen to visit Algeria. I'm talking about the Nigerian and the Algerian to visit Nigeria. There's a lot of possibility. There's a lot of capacities between our two countries, and we give a priority to the industry to exchange our experiences. What can we do together?
Earlier, the team of experts from both countries had met to analyze the progress on previous engagements and also look at new areas of interest that will ensure that the two nations derive maximum benefits from their engagements. From Algiers in Algeria, Makut Simon Macham, NTA News.
From now, update on the actions happening in the world of sports, will now join Kene Emma Abudike.
Rosemary Chukuma and Alaba Akintola Monday